All right, guys, we should be live. Going live is always a little bit awkward at first because you never know. Have a bit of a new setup or format that I'm going for here. You may see this here. This is actually my laptop screen. So, I'm hoping everything is coming through smoothly. It looks like it is. I think we're live. We should be live. Yeah. Format looks good. All right. I'm glad. Yeah. So we're gonna have a few different things to cover here today. We can go over stuff that's happening on Twitter. I have the Blue Box Reddit conspiracy thread that we can look over, and believe it or not, I have a video or two up from another content creator that maybe at some point we can react to. We could just watch it together. It's content that's like, I don't know, probably over a year old at this point, but I feel as though it's interesting. It's interesting. I think it will make us help. It will make us help. Whew, man, you can tell I didn't get enough sleep last night. It will help us make sense. The tinfoil hat, yeah, no. I'm not gonna wear the tinfoil hat because the last time I did it, for as great as it was causing us some problems. Sir speaks a lot. Bonsai, bonsai, damn it, bonsai, bonsai. Thank you so much, man. All right, you got your 10-second nuke. 10-second nuke. That I'll allow it. Just 10 seconds. But yeah, we time to unsubscribe you. Well, I mean, hey man, you don't have to stick around if you don't want to. I know that this is a little bit drawn out. I mean, this is definitely drawn out, but I feel that these streams we do are always really fun. And the thing is I don't know how much longer it's gonna last. You know what I mean? All right, Sir Speaks a Lot. You're good. You're good now. No more. It's been more than 10 seconds. And yeah, that's the thing. They're really fun, and I don't know how much longer this is gonna last. What's so weird to me, I mean, the whole situation's weird, but what's still so weird to me is I see so many people, they're like, oh man, disappointment is coming. All these people. I had another guy. It's somebody else that Blue Box Game Studios follows. Mark Delaney, I think his name is, but he was asking me like why I'm still talking about this, even though I did talk to Hassan, and I was just being honest with the guy. It's because even after talking to Hassan, man, like multiple times, I don't, if he is an indie developer, he's stoking the flames, man. And if he's not an indie developer, then he is doing something strange, something odd that we need to figure out what exactly is going on here. Crispy, you're saying these streams are great. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, so before we get into some of the new stuff, because there is some new information, some interesting stuff, some leaked photos apparently. Before we do that, guys, do me a favor. We have almost 700 people here already, which is awesome. Really love the support that you guys show me on these streams here. Hit the like button for me. And if you are somebody who watches, later on after the fact, hit the like button. It definitely helps. It's an easy way for you to let me know that you like these streams and you like this content, and it helps, expose this type of content to more people. And if you are feeling generous, I can't speak today for some reason. If you're feeling generous, feel free to become a channel member or donate a super chat. No pressure. It's just an option if you want to help support the channel and what I do here directly. But yeah, so yesterday we got a little bit of an update from Blue Box and Hassan. And, I did 2 pieces of content this week so far talking about that, there was a website that claimed that they talked to somebody who's familiar with Sony, and that everything we're seeing right now is exactly what we think it is. And hello to everybody joining the stream. I can't say hello to every single person, but I see you guys. Don't worry, I see the messages. You're saying you got your eyes on me. I know more than I say. I really don't know more. See, there's a difference between, oh, I know something that you guys don't, and I'm just very confident in what in what we're seeing and what's happening. I'm very confident that I have a pretty good read, not an exact read, but a pretty good read on what it is and what we can expect. You're saying Hassan is a support studio. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Is that what Blue Box Game Studios really is? I don't know. Primal Plasma, you're saying, what's up, MBG? What's up, Primal? Thank you for the super chat. All right, so... All right. See, keep in mind, I'm not smiling like that because I know more than I'm letting on. I'm smiling like that because there are just some things I read and some things that people say where I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're correct. Like, I'm pretty, like you're saying, yeah, it's a satellite studio. Pretty sure you're correct. Like, I'm 99.9% sure that that's correct. Okay, so let's go over to Twitter. So you'll have to forgive me if we have any technical difficulties with the stream, not the stream, but like the format, because this is my first time doing it and it's a bit of a balancing act. So if anything weird happens, I'll have to fix it on the spot, but I think everything's set up correctly. So here we have Blue Box Game Studios, their official Twitter. And I don't know how many people here. I'm assuming most people who are here, you have the Abandoned app, the real-time experience app downloaded on your PS5. And if you do, or if you're following that app, you'll notice that when you turn on your PlayStation, you get, the PS5 specifically, you get the news that you're greeted with. That's the first thing that you see. And Abandoned is there, and it says, almost there. They're letting us know we're almost there. There's something really, really weird about the app itself. Okay? Something really weird about the app itself. I don't know if you noticed, every time there's supposed to be an ellipsis, it's not an actual ellipsis. It's like supposed to be 3 periods, but they only use 2. And I don't know what's up with that. I just know that it's not correct. It's really strange, but it seems very much intentional. Something else that's worth noting about the app that I haven't seen a lot of people talking about, there's a lot of different languages that the application is offering on the PS5. One of the languages, and I think one of the only languages that's not offered, is German. And they're saying that that's coming later. It's worth noting that Gamescom, which is hosted by Jeff Keighley, which is, Kojima's best friend, one of his best friends, is happening at the end of this month. And it's happening in Germany, Cologne, Germany. So, I don't know. Just something to think about. Sewell, you're saying, belated hello. I got timed out for 2 minutes. Oh, don't worry. Don't take it personal. It's just, Sir speaks a lot. He does his occasional nukes at the beginning of a stream for like 10 seconds where everybody gets timed out. It's just for fun. So don't if you get timed out, usually within the first minute of my stream going live, I wouldn't worry about it. It's probably just Sir speaks a lot being a psycho as usual. Outside of that, can't say for sure. Magna Visuals, you're saying, so is the Abandoned app an app that will be used to show games that have been abandoned and are in the works as remakes, like Contra remake? I don't know that we're going to get a Contra remake. That sounds a bit like a bit too much. That would be, I think, a bit too much. I do 100% believe that Abandoned stands for Abandoned IP. I made a joke on Twitter, which we'll check in a minute here, talking about Shuhei Yoshida, because PlayStation showcased a bunch of new indies today, which, just for a second here, can we please acknowledge, everybody makes it sound like, or at least they were making it sound like, oh no, Sony doesn't care about indies, Sony doesn't give them enough of a spotlight, and it's like they spent a good chunk of today on Twitter like highlighting new indies and stuff. So it's just nice to see that Sony's still doing that. I think that they're doing that purposely, like they're trying to do it more often. But I was just basically saying, like, oh, I totally expect to see Blue Box and Abandoned. I expect it. They're an indie studio, right? There's no sign of them. So yeah. All right, so first, I want to talk about, we're going to go to the leaked images. I don't know that the leaked images are that significant, other than the fact that one of the images that leaked looks like the quality of it is very good. So like the texture quality and the asset itself. It's of a brick wall. You may have seen it on the thumbnail. And so yesterday, dude, I was at the gym when this was tweeted. And I was like, oh damn, Blue Box Game Studios, they're tweeting while I'm lifting, that this isn't good. What if I have to do an emergency stream? Luckily, I didn't have to do an emergency stream because God, I love it, man. Even if it's not real and not what we think it is, this is just too good. Is this a new camera I'm using? It is a new camera. I'm glad you noticed. Yeah, should be much higher quality. So Blue Box says Hassan's clarification on the tree usage for Abandoned. I shit you not, the tree usage. Obviously, the thing that everybody has been worried about and thinking about. So let's go see what Hassan, our good friend Hassan. Oh, really quick before I do that, guys. It turns out, and we may check this out on Twitter too, and this was just kind of slipped under the radar. You know that interview that Hassan did with Al-Hub? Is it Al-Hub or AI Hub? I think it's Al-Hub. Apparently that interview got postponed for a couple of weeks for what they say. They just say it's circumstances. So definitely not normal. Yeah, I know. Like this was an interview that was done with Hassan, and they didn't say why it got delayed. They said a few weeks. They just said because of circumstances. So, all right. With that being said, not normal. Yeah, I know, dude. With that being said, let's go check Hassan and what he says. And this is real. This is real Hassan. Okay, this is his real account. I double checked. He says there is a huge confusion. So, all right, I'm not going to say anything yet. It's hard. I'm not going to say anything yet. There is a huge confusion regarding Abandoned, and the teaser we teased in April. Usually, we would use, so like really quick, when you read that, you're like, oh, okay, finally, Hassan's going to clear it all up for us. And immediately after that, this man starts talking about trees. This man starts talking about the trees that are used in this teaser, and he says, usually we would use Speed Tree for vegetation solutions for the game, but when we came across the realistic-looking trees from the Unreal Content Store, we wanted to use these instead. So you could almost say, well, he's doing this because there were so many people saying that, oh, your trailer was just ripped from the Unreal Content Store, which apparently it was. That teaser was, apparently. All right. I didn't look too much into that, but that's what everybody's saying. And so I guess he's, apparently the trees, he had to make it known. So let's just continue. He said, Speed Tree is the industry standard when it comes to rapid tree creation pipeline for decades in both AAA and indie games. We felt that using the trees from the content pack was a great match with our vision. However, we did optimize the trees and tweak them to fit the game perfectly. This pipeline is also not a strange thing in the bigger indie games and AAA. I hope this gave everyone clarity on the usage of the trees. Dude, this is the most Kojima-ass tweet I've ever seen, if I've ever seen a Kojima tweet. Okay? If Kojima didn't type this tweet out, he either told this man to type this tweet out, or he's mastered the art of Kojima. Like, he just knows, because who else? No one talks like this. No one talks like this. Is what Kojima does, man. He talks about if you look at this tweet, if you read this tweet, and then you go on Kojima's Twitter, which we could do if we want it, but I don't want to get too off track here. If you go on Kojima's Twitter, look at all of the tweets he put out in the past month talking about his editing and his air editing and just the way he describes it. It's like it reads the same way, man. It reads the same way. And what's so funny about it is I'm trying real hard not to just crack up here. Who was asking about the trees? I need to know. Somebody important was asking about the trees, and Hassan was like, I got to answer. They need to know. They need to know about the trees. So I'm here to let you know. What I love about this more than anything is that it's taken so seriously. I imagine that, let's just go look at some of the responses. Okay. So this is a good one. OP Gamer puts this image. I like that. He clearly Big Boss in the background. And yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Never in my life. I've seen a more Kojima-like tweet as the one above. I 100% agree. I've never really been a supporter of the whole conspiracy around Blue Box, but the way Kojima expresses himself in English is very particular, and this tweet reads just like him. Crazy that this is what's going to make me a believer. Yeah, dude, that's the thing too, is the way it's structured. Again, it's like if Kojima didn't type this tweet, he told somebody exactly what to say and how to say it word for word, or or Hassan has literally mastered the art of Kojima. Chris Beer saying, also don't forget the trailer isn't abandoned. He's literally talking about something that isn't in the game. Yeah, that's true. We're going to get to some of the replies that Hassan put out as well, because he does give some more clarification. I love it, dude. People are so confused. Holy shit, if you take the words tree, vegetation, and optimize and translate the words into Japanese, you get the Japanese version of the words. Yeah, so, tell me this is me. Wow. What? That's going to be me by the time we actually get the trailer, man. That's going to be me. I'm going to be old man MBG, old MBG. Who made that? That's great. That's great. Do you know this man? Yeah, dude. I am so eager to learn about this and what this actually is, because the main reason is because oh, that's great. It's too good. It's too good. I love it. Dude, just look at his face. Look at both of their faces. Look at them. What I love so much about this, though, I have to say, and why I'm so eager to learn about this, is because I want to see. It's not even something I want to see. I look forward so much. And this is, I need to make this clear. This is not like I want to dunk on people thing. No. Because that's not what this is about. Okay, this is about something much bigger than that. I am going to be so happy and just laughing so hard to see the expression on people's faces, or just the way people react, specifically those who do not believe, like those who truly believe this is an indie studio and an indie dev and there's nothing going on here. I cannot wait to see the looks on their faces, because they're literally going to be like in disbelief. They're not going to believe like how badly they've been bamboozled. They won't believe it. It's going to be great. the Mark Shark. MBG enjoy this whole conspiracy to the fullest extent. Something this fun is rare, and when it's over, there will be much less to talk about. Have fun. Yeah, that's the thing, man, is that this is going to end at some point. It has to, right? And even if it does end with, I'm sure people on the other side, those who don't believe this, they're going to turn and they're going to look to me and they're going to be like, oh, I can't wait to see the look on your face when you find out that this isn't Silent Hills. And yeah, I will admit that's going to make for an entertaining stream. I will probably be officially a meme after that, but it's just going to be so great. It's going to be so great. So let's see what some of Hassan's replies are. So here we are. We had the leaked images. So somebody apparently extracted them from Hassan's PSN profile, and these are the images. Let's click on them so we can get a better view. So this one doesn't really look too good. Okay, like this it doesn't look terrible, but I know you guys can't see the full image. I apologize. Let me see if I can. That's the only problem with this. So this one in particular, this is a good view. So it's just some bricks. It's a brick wall. But if you actually look at this photo, it looks pretty good. Like, it looks pretty good. It looks like it's definitely in 4K. The texture quality is extremely high. It certainly looks significantly higher fidelity than anything we saw in the abandoned teaser trailer. Okay. And then we have one more here, which is the one of the brick wall. So what's interesting is I think so somebody says here, this is where, dude, I find it just so entertaining to follow this stuff. Contradictions yet again. First, you said the project was brand new and still going. The images in this post are supposed to be a leak, but you come and say it's real. There are several posts with you saying it is not a demo/PT, but a trailer instead. It's your own words. And Hassan, with an exclamation point, says, patience. He's demanding patience. Dude, I gotta say, if this is a developer, if Hassan's a developer or an actor, just somebody who is, their job is to not break character until this is over, dude, he's been doing an amazing job. I gotta say. Jose, you're saying, anyone remember Never Be Game Over? That conspiracy from MGS5 was fun, sadly went nowhere. Hopefully this will be different, fingers crossed. I actually don't remember. That sounds familiar, Jose. Maybe you or somebody can just give me a brief refresher on what that conspiracy was, dude. Because I was completely engrossed in the Python Selkin conspiracy, or just theory that Venom Snake was actually Gray Fox or whatever, and I was like, yo, they're on to something. And if anything, a lot of the stuff that Python Selkin does, it goes to show that you can find stuff. And it can all add up. And in the end, it might not be what it actually is. MBG, you remember that plant theory you read on Reddit? Hassan is hinting at by mentioning trees. Oh, yeah, dude, that's true. That is true, man. Python Salcon also said that Death Stranding was Silent Hills. I gotta admit, a lot of the stuff that they say is wrong, but it's super entertaining, and that's what I love about this stuff. Is that, like, it doesn't have to be right in the end. It's with stuff like this, it's more of a case of the journey, not just the destination, right? Anthony Ramos, you're saying, I'm so pumped and sure that this is Kojima. If this isn't about MGS6, I will be so disappointed that I'll be bashing my head on my PS5 multiple times. Well, I would be careful with the Metal Gear Solid 6 thing, because I have my own theory on what I think Metal Gear Solid 6 could be, but don't be surprised if it's, instead of Metal Gear Solid 6, it is still something Metal Gear and Silent Hill related, but specifically with Metal Gear, it might be a full-blown remake from Blue Point Games of, say, maybe the first Metal Gear Solid. So Just be open to different Metal Gear related stuff. So yeah, something else he replied to is somebody says, is the forest area being kept in the game then? Hassan says no. And so people are like, what are you talking about then, man? What are you talking about? And I think these are older. These are some older replies. So he seemed to have deleted his response, specifically from him saying that these were real. But if I'm not mistaken, it's over on the Blue Box Twitter. So let's go back here and check some of their tweets and replies. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so what's interesting about the tweet that Hassan posted about these images is people were getting upset because they were like, this dude doesn't know what he's talking about. He was saying that these were images that were captured of a 2019 version. As you can see here, Blue Box confirms these were from the 2019 version on PS4. He said that, yeah, like they leave out less details here, but he said that they were captured at like 4K 60 frames per second. And then he mentioned something about 8K, and people were like, bro, like you're talking about the PS4 Pro. We're not like there's no 8K going on here, man. And I don't know, dude. It's so weird. It's so weird. So, let's see what else Blue Box has been saying. All right, so nothing new. Nothing new. I want to head over to my Twitter account real quick. Maybe I want to show you guys something that was so dude, look at this. I really hope, I need to know, was the Kojima neck thing, for those who were part of the last stream that we did, okay, it was last week, I believe last Wednesday, we were like looking at Kojima's neck and comparing the neck lines to a shirt where they showed somebody wearing a shirt on the PlayStation account and they didn't show their face. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember. Dude, like, he posted this on Instagram. I think this is like a week old or a couple days old at this point. And one of the top comments with almost 500 likes, nice neck, bro. Like, please tell me this was a thing before I said anything about it. Because, like, I don't know. It's like, I don't want to be responsible for that. Okay, so this is where things are going to start to heat up a little bit here, okay? All right, things are going to heat up a little bit here because we're going to, I think I'm going to do a reaction to a Yang video, because I can't, before we do that, I do want to go to the Reddit, but I came across this Yang video that's a little over a year old, so it's about a year, almost a year and a half old at this point, and he like compiled a lot of evidence. And at the time, I was also talking about it, but the thing is, we were so focused on the PS5 and the build up to the launch of the PS5, and people were getting like, not a little bit frustrated with the rumors and whatnot. It was like I was covering it, but when I saw this Yang video, I was like, holy crap! I'm like, when I watched it, it was like I felt fairly certain, pretty certain, up until this point, that this is Kojima, this is Silent Hill, Konami's involved, Sony's involved, and Metal Gear Solid to an extent is involved. But when I saw this video of his, and it was like a refresher of a lot of the stuff we were hearing a little over a year ago, I'm pretty damn sure that we are in for something amazing in the not too distant future. I don't want to bank on that completely yet, because we always have to leave room for potential disappointment. Don't want to lock anything in 100% just in case. But let's go over. Let me make sure. Yeah, so this is just some stuff I put out. Nothing major. Let's go. I don't know what's. Doesn't seem like anything's really going on today. So let me bring this up here. All right. I got to switch over to the here we go. Now this is where things get interesting. PS fan, you're saying this reminds me of the plan they had of scaring the players even when they aren't playing the game for Silent Hills. Also remember Kojima with the moss. You're saying this is getting ridiculous? Dude, it has been ridiculous. It's not getting ridiculous. It's been ridiculous. And I think that's the point of it. The point of this, if I had to, well, one of the points of this, I think, is to make people question, like, it's supposed to be a potent combination of incredible confusion and frustration. Because when you get people in that psychological mindset of, I'm confused, I don't know what's going on, and then they're expecting to not be confused and to get answers, and then you don't give them answers, but instead you keep continuing to confuse them and lead them along, and they're going to be like, okay, I'm starting to get frustrated. You get people in that psychological mindset, they're not, it's going to be a hell of a thing, you know, for a lot of these people who are feeling frustrated if this turns out to be some master plan. Like, they're going to be literally like, so you know what's sad is some people, no matter what, are still going to be frustrated. And they're going to people are going to not be happy with them. But there will be those who are like, I don't care that it's Silent Hill. Why would they do that? But like, if that is what this is, dude, you gotta respect the process, man. You gotta respect the art form here. All right, so let's see. All right. The timeline of events regarding development of every Blue Box game. Let's go check this out. All right, everything's coming through good for you guys. All right, hello. I've been following this conspiracy since the PlayStation blog post and have noticed a couple of interesting things in the development of every Blue Box game we know has released, unless I'm missing some. If so, please tell me. If you do not wish to read the whole thing, I understand, so there's a conclusion at the end of this post. How long is this post? It's not that bad. We got time. All right. So Rewind, Voices of the Past. For Voices of the Past, the first article in IndieDB was released on February 8th, 2015. This version features a first-person camera and is for PC, VR, Oculus, and PS4. However, in the only development update, it is stated that developers were experimenting with the use of a third-person perspective. The prototype, or as they call it, playable trailer, launches, and it's described as a limited experience without the emotional, dramatic, and cinematic elements. A Kickstarter campaign was also announced with the release of March 30th, but its date was changed to the 18th. A playable trailer that runs on a early prototype version releases in March 20th alongside detailed information about the trailer in an IndieDB article. 6 days later, it is informed that Rewind has received funding from Pages Not Available, but you can see a brief description on here. A private investor, though it is not mentioned in the Kickstarter website until April 4th. Nothing is heard up to April 15th, where Blue Box announces that Rewind Episode 1 would be available through Steam's Greenlight platform on May 2015. June 12, 2015. Cancellation. All right, so I'm trying to see if there's anything. Maybe we should just go to the conclusion. So, like, the point here is that there is a history here. So The Whisper, or Rewind, the lost tape, 7 days later, after the Voices of the Past was temporarily stopped on September 11th, they announced that Rewind is back in development. Also lines up with the announcement of the lost tape. Okay, The Whisper, March 23rd, 2017, sees the announcement of a new project from Blue Box. The Whisper, as a new iteration of Rewind, it takes the cinematic concept from Voices of the Past and the first-person exploration from the lost tape, both of which are merged into The Whisper. The Whisper was set to release was to release in June 15, 2017 for VR, Xbox One, and PS4. Project delayed. Wow. So it seems like every single piece of content that Blue Box has made it's vaporware. It's not real. The Haunting, October 20th, 2020. A new project from Blue Box appears. The Haunting, a game inspired by Fatal Frame. Started in late 2019. Delayed. Players highlighted the buggy, broken nature of the game and the poor storytelling aspects via Steam reviews. And the game is now being handled by Create Q Interactive. That's interesting. There were no more updates released to The Haunting after May 21st. The Haunting under Create Q Interactive has a release date of October 2021. Create Q shares the name with this company, but they're not the ones working on Abandon. They specialize in retail software and hardware solutions. Abandon, where we are. In essence, every public project from Blue Box is a merge of their last one. They all contain features like cinematic storytelling with bold claims as high graphic fidelity. However, none but The Haunting have released officially. The constant switch between the projects handled by the studio proves us Hassan and team have a hard time focusing on one project. Whether this ties into Hideo Kojima being behind it, this or just being an incompetent studio is up to each one of you. Thank you so much, Fake Man Bear Pig, for becoming a member. Play has no limits tier. Really appreciate that. So, oh man, you know what makes this insane? See, this is I gotta admit to you guys, like, this is the aspect to this that makes me, I don't know how to describe it, but it makes me feel like, what if this really is an indie studio that just is, you know, but here's the thing. The thought that pops up in my mind when I look at the history that they have here, and I'm like, I feel like this is a real team. Like, or I don't even know if it's a team. It could just be one person, but there's a trail here. There is a trail, and you could entertain the notion of, oh, this has been an ARG that's been going on for 6 years now. Thank you, Melanie Avian, for becoming a member. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Appreciate all my members. Appreciate every one of you. But appreciate you going the extra mile. You could say, oh, this is an ARG that's been going on for that long. I do not think that's what this is at all. That sounds a little too extreme. You're saying, bro, dude is just a con artist. He keeps grifting and getting investment money, then moves on. See, that's what... Here's the thing about that. I can understand when you look at this, you think to yourself, okay, yeah, maybe that's a possibility. But the thought that keeps popping in my mind with this, and why I just feel like there's just no way. There's just no way. Is Sony's involvement here. We're going to highlight some stuff a little bit later on in the stream that will make it clear to you that Konami has been known. Sony has also been known to do this occasionally, very rarely, but specifically Konami has been known to shut down rumors and to make it clear, like either they're not involved or it's not true or whatever the case may be. And you look at what's going on here. If this was just a con man, somebody conning, dude, somebody would have shut this down a while ago. They would, unless they're just entertained by it as we are. Somebody would have shut this down. I just don't believe it for a second. I don't believe that Shuhei's response when asked about Blue Box would have just been, I don't know. Like, what do you mean you don't know? You're the head of Sony Indies. And him being the head of Sony Indies, if this really was like, oh, I think these guys are just, yanking our chain here. Why do they have what's called an abandoned real-time experience app that's on the PS5 right now? And they're still hyping up the reveal. I don't know. Maybe Sony is waiting. Maybe everybody's waiting just like we are. And they're like, all right, like if Sony's not involved, if Kojima's not involved, if Konami's not involved, maybe they're all just sitting back waiting like, all right, let's see what this guy's got up his sleeve. You would think Sony already knows, right? Hollowbox, you're saying, bro, you need to check out what I just shared on your Twitter on your last post. I'll check it in 1 second, man. Brett Williams, you're saying, just wait for the announcement that Sony has acquired Blue Box. Then it'll all come together. They put Blue Box in the Silent Hill project with Hideo. Something is so... My whole thing is this, all right? This is the thing that I can't stop thinking about. You're going to want to... Sorry, I got really distracted by my phone. Sorry. It happens. My whole thing with this is if this really is, there's so many signs that this is a big deal, like a big thing that's happening. I just sit here and I wonder how will this all be tied together? Because the only way this all comes together without it falling apart and going horribly wrong in the end is if somebody, like, there has to be something big. We know that, but there also has to be like just some, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's too much. To be honest, it's too much for me to handle because it's like there's so much here. Like I look at this, there is a paper trail history here, okay? And I see this, and then I see what's going on, and I'm like, I've heard multiple people say, other content creators, as well as just people on Twitter, they say like, dude, this guy, Hassan, he's just looking to play people. And Hassan's out here saying like, no, just wait. Just, I mean, the level of confidence, you could say it's a con, DevCon 2021. He said it himself, but it can't be for nothing. It literally can't be for nothing because Sony would have intervened by now. So if this was for nothing, if this was just so we could find out that Hassan and Blue Box, they just disappear one day, his Twitter's deleted, the Blue Box Twitter's deleted, everything's gone, and then there's just literally nothingness, and the app is removed from the PS5. At that point, people are going to turn to Sony. And I know that there will be people who defend Sony and be like, well, it's not Sony's job. No, people will turn to Sony and be like, are you effing kidding me right now? You just let this happen. And that right there is why I don't believe for a second that this isn't leading to something. Because somebody is going to have to be held somewhat responsible for this. And when entertaining the cynical viewpoint, the non-believer viewpoint, this is just an indie dev who's going to disappear one day, and there's not going to be, like, the only traces we'll have are the remnants of screenshots and these streams and stuff like that. Nobody's going to be able to talk to Hassan because he's just gone, right? Sony, Konami, Kojima, somebody's going to, you know what I mean? And that's why I think what I just said is 100% going to happen. I think Hassan is going to fade away from like the internet and from the PlayStation, from the PSN as a verified dev. I think the Blue Box Game Studios Twitter is going to be gone, or it's going to be replaced. And what we're going to see is Hassan is replaced by Kojima, and the Blue Box Game Studios is replaced by PlayStation Studios. That's exactly what I think is going to happen. Because if you think about it, that is the only conceivable way that people aren't mad. that people are like, oh my God, you know? I could be wrong, but I could see it going down that way. Yeah, I don't know, man. Let me go real quick. I'll keep this up for a second. I'm gonna head over to my Twitter for a second here and see what Holobox, he made it sound like there was something important he sent me. So I have to find it. Holobox, where did you send it? So apparently on I'm looking now on Twitter. You said on my last post, okay. Apparently Hassan, Sneaky Warrior, he's playtesting. He's doing a playtest session on Abandoned right now. I don't know if it's right now, but he was doing it. I'll go check real quick what you sent me though, buddy. Let me see. There's no way those are just Hassan. Are those actually Hassan's posts? I don't think so on Instagram. I'm trying to find. Let me see. Holobox, is your name the same on a... I don't see it, man. You're going to have to let me know. I don't know why I don't see it. So my last post was me saying I'm going live any second. It's better be worth it, Holobox. Oh, okay, my bad. It was, I got it. What is this? What is this? Rewind, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, Stretch, Rewind, Voices of the Past. Colin, you're saying Abandoned is front page of PS5 Explorer. No random indie studio gets that. Really? Oh. The Lost Tape. Drive by Joe, keep doing your thing. Thank you, man. I will. Space Devokin, you're saying, bro, this blue box hype / dilemma fits perfectly the Sony hype train for selling consoles like crazy, even if it's nothing in the end. Dude, I mean, it's working, but there has to be a payoff. Dude, at this point, you know what people have told me? They're like, dude, Hassan really is an indie dev, and Blue Box really is an independent studio. He created all this hype to the point, like, he convinced Sony to, like, let them, Blue Box, make a PlayStation exclusive game. And people are like, he got people so rattled up with the Silent Hill thing that he's forcing Sony's hand, like, or forcing Konami's hand, where it's like, give me Silent Hill. Like, I'm going to make Silent Hill. I'm like, no. Like, come on. That's ridiculous. That's too much. Thank you for captaining this ship. I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying to navigate these waters the best I can. The Lost Tape, a paranormal investigation game. Yeah, Holobox, I see. Please show on the screen. All right, yeah, give me a second. I'll bring it up here. You can't see the whole thing. I apologize. I can't minimize it currently, but this will have to do for now. But I see what you're getting at, man. I see what you're getting at. Maybe I'm assuming you said this was this on a Reddit thread? We could probably find it. So let me go back to the Reddit thread here. Let's go back. Let's check some of the other. Let me refresh this real quick. Okay. Let's see. Remember when Lisa from PT was going to be a decoy item in Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain? I'm not sure what relevance that would have, but let's Oh, okay, not saying this is linked, but the two worlds colliding theory sure is interesting. Plus, I'd take any excuse. Oh, something else I did want to go back to this, the timeline of Blue Box, and read some of the responses from people. Great post. Thanks for putting everything together. So this person, okay, this is interesting. This person says, I feel really bad for the believers. I'd love to be proven wrong, but everything about the history of the company looks to me like a delusional developer who thinks they are capable of much greater games than they ever actually managed to execute on. Brett Williams, you're saying Dovahkiin is pronounced Dovahkiin. I can't take it anymore. It's from Skyrim. The Dragonborn is called Dovahkiin. Phew, glad I got that off my chest. I don't know, man. I'm just going to keep calling him Dovahkiin now. Dovahkiin. Dovahkiin. Is it Dovahkiin? Dovahkiin. Dude, I'm just going to call you D. That's what that's what I'm going to call him. All right, I can't deal with this anymore. I don't play Skyrim. Get these terms out of my head, all right? Dovahkiin. Yeah, I'm not. You're just D. It's D. All right. It's just D from now on. You guys don't want to hear me say Dovahkiin. I like Dovahkiin anyway. Dovahkiin sounds better. Dovahkiin, just rolls off the tongue better. D's. Yeah, not gonna say it, but I see it. All right. Team Clown. I really worry for what Hassan is going to have to deal with from the public when this is inevitably a mediocre or worse horror game, the likes of which you find released every week on Steam for $10. Like, this is what I mean. Like, people really think that's what this is. People really think that that's what this is. That this is just going to be like a crappy $10, like, rushed Steam game. Come on. There's no conceivable way that's what this ends with. Looks like the entire studio has ADHD. Wow. See, I don't blame people for having these types of responses, though, because when you do see this presented to you like this, it's like, yeah, that's, that's, yeesh, All right, let's keep checking out some of the threads here. Is this whole thing just a consequence of constantly misleading and gaslighting the audience? All right, let's entertain this. They say, I don't think it's a Kojima game, but it can't be denied that the developers are instigating the rumors, and the silence of the other studios isn't helping either. Kojima had a decent history of misleading the audience, and it all started with MGS2, then 5, then all the TP and Death Stranding stuff. Now people are paranoid and suspicious over things that would otherwise be innocent. I 100% agree with that. I don't know how you guys have been reacting to stuff ever since this whole thing started, but I have just been like borderline insane to where I see things like there are so many things I've seen that I don't mention and I haven't talked about and I didn't post on Twitter because I'm like, I literally have to go to my wife and be like, hey, honey, is this like completely insane territory or do you think I'm on to something? And she'll be like, no, that's it. Even if it is something, it looks too crazy. Don't do it. I'm like, gotcha. And I'm not even kidding. Like I see some stuff and I'm like, see, this is where I get concerned because it's like, don't let this all be in vain. That's all I'm saying. Don't let it all be in vain where it's like, I'm out here, looking at stuff like I've heard the word abandoned or I've seen it. Like I've seen it and I've heard it spoken like a few times since this whole thing started. And every time I hear the word abandoned, I'm like, abandoned? Did you say abandoned? Like it's in my head now. It's made me completely insane. So you're literally riding, going insane. Dude, that's how I feel like all of us are like riding right now from MGS2. That's all of us right now. When Raiden is having his mind and his world completely shattered at the end of that game, I feel like that's where we are right now. you know. Luckily, by the very end of it, pretty much most things are cleared up. You know, I hope we get to that point. So like if this ARG is like MGS2, I think we're like at the point where the Colonel starts losing his mind and you're, you know, I need Scissor 67. And I think that's where we are right now. So you're part of it, MBG. Just stop. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean by that. But he goes on to say, if I were to make an analogy, it's like the Marvel movie end credit scene. People are staying after non-Marvel movies because they think there might be a post-credit scene that really annoys the people who clean the theaters. This person says that was happening way, way, way before Marvel did it. Many movies have after credit scenes. I never left the theater. So I guess, you know, people are more focused on his comments about Marvel. So, okay, this is interesting. Space Force says Kojima Productions does not normally respond to rumors and speculation, but if you make up a big enough lie, they just might. And there's a link here. I'm going to click it. It's a little bit... I know you guys can't see the full thing, but I'll just read it. This was a post on June 24th, 2020. And they say, Kojima Productions normally does not comment on rumors or speculation. However, we can confirm that the article recently posted by gameblog.fr is categorically false. Jay Bohr, head of marketing and communications. Jux Video. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce that, but what was this about exactly? Says, hi, Jay. Thanks for the clarification. Sorry, it's a little bit off the screen right now, guys. I'm going to have to fix that. Says, thanks for the clarification. This is a fairly broad dismissal. Can you elaborate on which parts of the article are false? The article makes a number of separate claims, one of which have been previously reported on by different outlets. What is this article claiming, first of all? That's what I need to know. It is, and I appreciate your question. When there is a credible source on record at the center of these types of stories, then I will happily make time to elaborate. Until then, we will continue to be focused on launching Death Stranding on PC. Was that the rumor was that Kojima used the budget of MGS5 to finish PT? Is that what that was? So for all of us who don't read French, I think the article was implying Kojima was making DLC for MGS5, which had the implication he had a working relationship with Konami again. Well, all right. I don't necessarily... Okay, so I do think the contents of what this article is talking about is definitely important, but this is fascinating to me. This is interesting because it does show that Konami will apparently respond. They will apparently respond. Not Konami, Kojima Productions, if things get out of hand. To be fair, though, like, the difference here is that this isn't like, this is different because Blue Box technically already did that multiple times. We're like, yeah, we're not Kojima, we're not but it's like, but then they do the Metal Gear tease, and then they, you know what I mean? And it's like, at what point, if you, like, here's my thing. At what point, if you are Kojima Productions and you're Kojima, do you start to get annoyed where it's like, is this guy serious? Like, he's really going to take it this far? Do you just step in and be like, bro, I'm Kojima. There's only one Kojima. Stop. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, unless maybe, I don't know, maybe Kojima just, he's the type that does like to watch the world burn, and he's watching the loyal Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill fan base just burn to ashes right now, and he's just enjoying every moment of it. Chris B, you're saying, don't forget a major third-party support studio came out and supported Blue Box and Hassan. If this isn't real, they're going down too. That's true. Yeah, see, this is where you start to, things get so convoluted, right? Where it's like, we can't forget that a whole other studio with, you know, something to lose here, Noir Studios, they came out and they vouched for Blue Box. So that's a good point, man. That is a good point. I think that more than anything gives this a massive, it gives it massive credibility where it's like you can look at the history of the studio, but they managed to get a video from these guys, and you're right, like they will go down with them too. By the way, guys, we have over 1,400 people here watching, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me and hanging out. Do me a favor, please hit the like button if you haven't already. We could easily hit 1,000 likes. That would really help this stream out. You see, misleading perhaps. I could totally see it with the starts with S and ends with L tweet, even though it wasn't meant to be Silent Hill. Gaslighting? I don't know. All right, let's see. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's think about it. Should we think about it? I'm not saying this is Kojima game or not, but there are many questions that remain a mystery. Ryan Thomas, you're saying all this is making me really want to replay MGS 2 through 5. I'm hoping Abandoned is Silent Hills, but now I want MGS 2. I don't know. This is all trippy. August 10th. I do not, dude. I don't believe for a second that all will be revealed on August 10th. I'm gonna draw that line in the sand right now. I'm looking forward to August 10th, and I'm very much excited and eager. But I do not believe that is the end of it. In fact, I think that may just be the beginning of something else. Another rabbit hole that we have to dive down. You know, it's like the memes of it's like the Silent Hill 2, like, oh, another hole. Do I really have to go down it? You know, it's like, yes, the hole is getting bigger, you know? I feel like that's kind of what's going on. All right, let's see. So this one was pretty interesting. This is showing the fact that it's on the store, or not the store, but it's at the, you know, the homepage of the PS5. Abandoned, real-time experience, almost there. On August 10th, the opening teaser will be available along with access to the real-time experience app. Apparently, some people are asking what my stream schedule will be for the app. What Yang Ye video were you going to react to? I'll bring it up here soon. When it comes to streaming from the app, I don't know. Like, they haven't really been clear on what exactly is going to happen, like at what time on August 10th. Maybe they will give us a time when we can expect something to happen. What I think is going to happen, I think something's going to update, and we're just like, basically people are going to be opening the apps. They're going to be waiting all day on August 10th. I mean, I'll be constantly checking, believe me, to see what updates, and we're going to kind of just, I don't know. I feel like one of two things is going to happen. All right. Let me tell you with the app on August 10th. One, I think that we're going to open the app. We're going to get a little teaser, just a small, like 15, maybe 10 to 15 second teaser of something, just to show like it's in real time, right? And then it's going to basically let us know that, hey, Sony's having an event on the 12th, and to come back to the app. And I think on Tuesday, on August 10th, Sony will announce their event. So it'll either be that. It will either be that, or on August 10th, we're going to open the app and there's going to be something there. I don't know what. And no one's going to say anything. Sony's going to be quiet. Blue Box is going to be quiet. Hassan's going to be quiet. And we're going to have to just put the pieces together and figure something out. I'm fairly certain it's going to be one of those two things. Because the only other option at that point is it's nothing. And I don't think it's just going to be nothing. What if it's Lego Silent Hill? Oh my God. I mean, at that, you know what? Screw it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't care. What if it's a trailer with haptics? Well, that's the thing is I feel like it, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. I just, this whole situation is so strange. People have been waiting so long. See, like, look, this person says they are building this up way too much for it to just be nothing special. Now, look, I don't know how many of you guys trust that guy. I always forget his name. I got it. Roberto Serrano. I noticed on Reddit he's considered pretty much a joke. Like, nobody takes him seriously at all. And I think a lot of people don't take him seriously, and I don't really take him seriously either. But I'm just gonna say this because I don't know. It would be interesting if this is what turns out. Apparently, Sony has two. From what I could gather from what he was saying, Sony has two pre-recorded things that they can show. One is another state of play that's already pre-recorded, obviously, and the other is a more traditional event-like thing that's about an hour long. Now, I don't know. He said something like Sony's planning to do the hour-long event in like September, and the state of play is going to be on the 12th. I don't know if I believe any of that, but it did kind of get me thinking, like, you know, what if I think that might be exactly what this app is it's just going to be for Sony's state of plays and for their events. And I think that what I could see happening on August 10th is a slight introduction to the app, and the trailer we're going to get on the app is that, you know, this is the PlayStation real-time experience app or something like that, and come back on August 12th for an event or state of play, or to get your first test or go at the app. And there's going to be no Silent Hill. There's going to be no Metal Gear, and people are going to start to lose their minds, dude. People are going to be like, are you kidding me? You kidding me? Like, we just downloaded this app and we thought, where's Blue Box? What's going on? And it's just, we get a state of play. And then I think, I don't know, could what about Gamescom? I think maybe Gamescom will come around. Kojima's going to reveal his new Death Stranding trailer, and his Death Stranding trailer is going to feature a massive homage to not just Metal Gear, but Silent Hill. And people are going to pick up on that, and they're going to be like, yo. And then from Gamescom, we go into September, and then maybe Sony's like, okay, we got our event coming up. I don't know. But my whole thing is that if they were to do it that way, like if Sony were to be insane enough to be like, we're going to do a state of play after in our abandoned app, it's like, if you think about it, that would continue the theories, like hardcore, because everybody at first would be angry. They'll be like, what? But at the same time, if we were to get a state of play that was showcased, assuming we don't see anything significant at this state of play through this abandoned app, that would be confirmation that, okay, Blue Box is the developer of an application that PlayStation is using to showcase their events and their new games. At that point, I don't know. It seems a little bit dangerous to do it that way. Spooky Z, thank you so much for becoming a member, buddy. Welcome to the Greatness Awaits tier. Really appreciate it, dude. Welcome aboard. All right, so what else are people saying? As far as I can tell, Sony doesn't put random low-budget BS on the Explore News tab app. Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm checking something here really quickly. Somebody's saying, MBG, my boyfriend is downloading it. Yeah, it's real. You can download it. It's real. I'm checking. All right, hold on. Sorry, guys. Give me one second. Morse code and haptic feedback saying Silent Hill. Oh my God, dude. I could totally see something like that happening as well. MBG, have you seen this? The Hassan Karaman Instagram page that Hassan. Let me check this out real quick. I don't have this on screen currently. Give me a second. I want to look at it for myself. Oh my God. What is this? When was this posted? This was posted 1 month ago. I totally missed it. The Hassan Karaman Instagram page that Hassan stated is fake, but is followed by Cory Barlog, has a comment on Cory Barlog's post about landing in Japan 134 weeks ago, December 2018. Kojima posted about meeting with Cory Barlog the very next day. I don't know. Who knows what it could be? Who knows what it could be? I'm not going to really jump on that one, only because, I mean, that was a while ago, man. And at that time, like, everybody and their mother was visiting Kojima Productions. I mean, all throughout the years, like, dude, even Keanu Reeves paid a visit to Kojima Productions, you know? And it's like, I look at that and I'm like, so Keanu Reeves is going to be in Kojima's next game. Yo, how sick would that be? How sick would that be, huh? I'm pretty sure what's shown on the Explore app is determined by the user's interest on PSN. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is true, actually. Oh, yeah, so somebody says, I hope this is extra assurance that there won't be a last-minute delay. Wait, hold on a second. So this person says 11 hours ago, Hassan answered on Twitter, and he said 100% it's not going to get postponed. But I guess Hassan said much in the end. So I know, okay, hold on. We got to go back to Twitter for a second. We got to go to we got to do some quick investigation. So I did see that tweet. And I was actually going to quote tweet it and say, I'm expecting literally anything. And now I think the tweet has been deleted. I think the tweet may have been deleted. Let me, should be an easier way to get to this. I don't know why it's so difficult. So this was the tweet, by the way, where they were saying that their interview was postponed. So I'm checking now. Tell me he deleted that tweet. He didn't. Okay. So I did want to, I mean, I don't know if we can take his word for it, but he's letting us know, like, you know, Hassan, can you tell us if the August 10th date, is it still the date? He says 100. Like, yes, it is. So, Primal Plasma, you're saying most software developers are antisocial, and if they're working, they work too hard to have time to BS about their projects to the public, just saying, yep. I know that. All right. I thought that for some reason I missed that when I went around the first time. So let me go back to the Reddit here. All right. We'll stay on here a little bit longer. I fully expect a cancellation announcement. Then the game will get an update and the trailer will drop and we'll all lose our minds over whatever it is. Oh, dude, that would be the most hardcore, like, mind F ever. If right before they drop the trailer, like, they basically are like, Hassan comes out and is like, I have to announce that the Abandoned Real-Time Experience has been canceled. And then he just disappears off Twitter and Blue Box is like gone or whatever. And then they drop this Silent Hill trailer or whatever. That would be like the next day. That would be crazy. That would be crazy because people would be so even I would be. I don't know if I would be convinced, but a lot of people would be convinced. Like, yep, it's over. 2 dots that separate 2 words or worlds. So yeah, I talked earlier about the strangeness of the ellipsis that they were using in all of their Right here, it says almost there, ... There's supposed to be 3 dots. If I had to identify or think about what the significance of the 2 dots are with everything, because it's very much intentional, it's letting us know Abandoned represents 2 IP, Silent Hill and Metal Gear. It's not just 1 IP. That's what I take from it. Could be wrong. Could be wrong about all this, but that's what I'm getting from it. The Haunting was supposed to be released on the same date as Silent Hill's cancellation, but 6 years apart. At what point do we give up? So this sounds like an interesting one. Let's see. Have been wanting to ask this for a while, but put it off because I figured it would go down like a lead balloon. But at what point are you guys prepared to call it quits? Seeing as we're only 5 days away from the real-time opening teaser being released, and in the event that is just an uninspired indie game with 0 connections to Silent Hill or MGS, then are you going to be able to put all of this to bed? I have been firmly in Team Fraud for a while now, but in the event that this really is an elaborate ruse for something else with official confirmation of such, then I will happily come on here and get roasted for my skepticism / lack of faith. But Team Real folks, are you prepared to do the same, or is this going to drag on forever? So guys, what do you think? How long? For me, I give it the rest of August. I give it the rest of August because while I believe that Sony would like something, if this really is related to Kojima and Silent Hill and Konami, something is going to have to happen. It may not be a specific reveal, but there will be hints to keep people on the hook, because this is a very delicate game of you don't want people to get too close and everybody suddenly universally is like, oh, I know what this is. I know what it is. You don't want that to happen, but you don't want people to just get completely off the hook. See, if you think about it, think about how this started. This started with a tweet from the Blue Box Twitter, which nobody even knew existed, saying, Abandoned equals begin with first letter S, last letter L. And dude, the fire just caught, man. And almost everybody was like, yes, this is Silent Hill. And, it may even be Kojima involved. And they were like, oh, no, it's not. And then they immediately just tried to like shut it down, even though they kept the tweet up for like a week before deleting it. And people were like, oh, okay. And then I noticed, because I've been following this, that like people suddenly started to be like, yeah, I guess it's not. And then they do something else. And it's like, oh, it is. And they get people on the hook again. And then it's like, oh, okay, it calms down. Oh, they're on the hook again, And I feel like that's what this is. It's basically a seesaw effect here. And then at some point, like I said in my last stream, and I think we're so close, like I'm really interested to see if August 10th that's why I wanted to do this stream. People are like, dude, why do you keep talking about it? Why do you keep talking about it so much? Because I want it to be documented. I want this journey to be documented regardless of what happens, because at some point, it's going to the dam, it's going to break open. The floodgates are going to open, and regardless of what it is, we're getting closer to that point. And I'm feeling confident. And the reason why I feel confident, me personally, I'm only speaking for myself, the reason why I feel confident that something is going to have to happen soon is because if this is an ARG, if this is a marketing ruse, it can only be taken so much further from the point we're at before it's just, okay, now you're entering territory where no one's going to care anymore. No one's going to care because you drug it out too long. And I think that's why it's a very delicate, like, we're very close to that point, people. I've seen so many people recently after the Metal Gear tease, and then Hassan's coming out here talking about his freaking tree pipeline. People are like, I'm done. Like, I'm straight out done. I'm not following this anymore. And I think that that's the purpose of it. But if you do that too much, you're going to lose everyone, Like, the day I stop talking about it, like the day you get to the point where like I'm not talking about it anymore, that's when like, okay, you've taken it too far. But that's why I'm confident that something's going to have to happen soon. Kevin, you're saying, hey, MBG, you are on the wrong subro. Check the R Blue Box conspiracy. Also, I'm going to send you my theory via Twitter. Is there more than one? I thought this was the correct one. Yeah, so I saw this too. Kojima's lips are zipped. Connection, maybe Silent Hill's ending saying something similar towards Abandoned's trailer. The game is a teaser, has no direct relation to the main title. I'm not even going to entertain that one. Pictures I found was Abandoned in 2019. Who made this picture? Who made this picture, dude? If we find out that it's Kojima, I'm going to have to use this in my thumbnail. Quit telling MBG how to conspiracy. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's... I'm sure there's another one. Dude, I love this picture, though. This is gold right here. This is absolute gold. Jeff responded to me on Twitter. So, okay. Scatrick says, Jeff, any thoughts on Hassan's trees? And I think he said, I haven't seen them. We could go check, Jeff Keighley. Edward Jordan, MBG, look up Hip Hop Gamer's last YouTube video. He talks about MGS and PlayStation Plus Netflix. He's been more accurate than most about PS Info. I'll have to check into it a little bit later. Or, I mean, what does he say? Edward, if you could just give me a little synopsis or somebody, what does he say about MGS and PlayStation? I love how people are just calling them Hassan's trees. What else are we supposed to call them? I mean, look, when I talk, you know, I want to, so hold on one second, okay? Hold on. We have to go back to Twitter here. I'm going to go to Jeff Keighley's Twitter. I'm going to bring it up on screen in just a second. All right. Hold on. Let me... All right, so we're on Jeff Keighley's Twitter. Okay, Jeff Keighley. The man who is friends with the dude who's definitely not Hassan, right? Let's go check his tweets and replies. We're gonna have to pay a visit to Kojima's Twitter as well, but like, I mean, I know, like, this right here, the timing of it, dude. It's the timing of it. Like, yeah, the zipper on his mouth, that's the, what are they, QD1 or something? Or Prime 1? I don't know what the hell they're called, but every figure that they make has a zipper on the mouth. So it's like, it's so perfect. The thing that you need to focus on is the timing of it, not the zipper itself. Okay? Because it's like, oh yeah, you know, look, he's obviously teasing that he knows. He's teasing that he knows, right? Because his mouth is zipped up. He's not going to say anything. But then people are like, no, dude, like the company Prime 1 or whatever these are called, this is what they do. They make like all of the DC characters with their mouth zipped. So it's like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just looking for things that aren't there. No, it's the timing of it. Kojima, we see you, bro. Like, we know. We get it. I hear you loud and clear, Kojima. Not saying a word. Not saying a word. I got you, man. I get it. And then Jeff says, yes, I would like one very much. Apparently, they're going to be selling these, though. It's an original figure of me, specially created in the style of QD1 from Prime 1 Studio. Okay, so it is QD1. It's not on sale yet. Would you like to have it if it ever goes on sale? After this, yeah, I'm gonna have to buy one, man. If this is, whether this is him or not, dude. Okay, no, I'm not gonna promise this right now. I'm not gonna promise this, but oh, dude, wait. Yeah, he says me in quotes. Me, it's me. Okay, I don't know why you had to put that in quotes. I didn't not believe it was you. I mean, it's pretty obviously you, right? I'm gonna laugh when a week from now, Kojima's posting on his Twitter. Here's a cutie one specially made from Prime One Studios of Hassan Karaman. Oh man. You know what I want? I want to say this real quick. Do you know what's so really quick? There's two things I gotta say. Now I'm starting to go. Now I'm starting to go. I'm not gonna promise this. I'm not gonna promise it. But if this all turns out to be true, like everything we've been theorizing, like if I'm pretty much on the money with this, and this is Kojima, Blue Box, Hassan, it's all like if a lot of the stuff I said turned out to be true, I'm thinking about replacing my background banner here with like a picture of Kojima, or like maybe that picture of Kojima and Hassan combined, just something like that. Don't hold me to that, but I'm thinking about doing it as a little bit of a celebration if it's true, because that would be funny, man. But something else I wanted to say is like what's interesting about this whole dynamic that's going on with this, if this really is like an elaborate ARG that Kojima constructed with this guy Hassan to basically make everybody think he's Kojima and whatever. And he's like, no, I'm not Kojima. I'm Hassan. Like, I have my own indie game. You know, for those who did play Metal Gear Solid 5, again, spoilers for Metal Gear Solid 5, like, do you remember, like, the whole concept of that game? Where it's like, what if it's just Konami? Well, we'll see. But do you remember how the whole concept of MGS5 is you wake up, you think you're Big Boss, you think you're Snake, and you're convinced pretty much the whole time that you are, and at the end you find out actually you're just some random dude, random medic that was on the helicopter with Big Boss when it crashed, and they decided to just reconstruct your face and mess with your brain and convince you that you are Big Boss. Meanwhile, the real Big Boss is, out there doing his own thing. And it's like, it's such a cool twist. But like, what I'm trying to point out is there's been this whole like, duality going on of like, who's really who and who's not. And yeah, I'm not saying that there's any connection necessarily with that, but the point is that that's a thing that happened. Let's see. Have you guys been seeing the Last of Us HBO, like the set that they got going on here? It looks like it's going to be crazy. I'm actually really looking forward to that. This guy, Scatrick, man. Scatrick. I don't know if you're even here watching this. Dude, I'm starting to think this dude, you know what? I'm not going to go there. I don't want to bring a bunch of attention to this guy. I'm not even going to say it. I got to be careful. All I'm saying is that Scatrick, good job, man. Good work, Scatrick. You managed to get a response from Shuhei Yoshida, and now you managed to get a response from Jeff Keighley. That's impressive, dude. That's impressive. Scatrick. So he says, Jeff, any thoughts on Hassan's trees? He says, haven't seen them. Haven't seen them. I mean, bro, come on. Like, Jeff doesn't really, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Scatrick's in on it. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. See how it makes you insane? See what I'm saying? It makes you crazy. It makes you crazy, dude. He's here? Is he here? Scatrick, are you here? That guy Scatry, he's in. That's how it's going to be for everybody now. I'm going to start looking at everybody. You're in on it. You're in on it. I'm in on it. Like, wait. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. There was another important point that I wanted to make, by the way. Dude, they're totally monitoring your streams. They might be. I don't know, man. They might be. Check his profile. Guys, relax. I already did. I'm not doing that. I don't want to bring attention to somebody who's not. Like, this is where I don't want to stray into that territory where it's like, you know, we're like a rabid pack of Silent Hill and Metal Gear fans that we're looking for anything, and we'll just, you know, we'll all migrate to whoever. I already did check out their profile. I can confirm his necklines, as far as I could tell, do not match up with Kojima's necklines, so I don't think we have to worry. But yeah, you know, I did want to say this as well for you guys. Oh, let me see here. Get a blue box real quick. I wanted to say that I've noticed the timing of all this is interesting. Magnet Visuals are saying you got to go pump some iron. Good stream. Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you hanging out with me for this long. You may miss my reaction to a video, but that's not a big deal. You can come back, obviously, and watch it later, but I appreciate the support, buddy. MG has to buy this game no matter what. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Hassan say he was going to give early access or whatever? Look, dude. There was, oh man, this is where I start to, it's driving me crazy because there was something there was a point I was gonna make. There was a point that I was gonna make. Careful, MBG, Kojima may have a kill switch ready to be flipped. Yeah, I mean, there has to be plans in place, right, if things go south. There was a point I was going to make about, I feel like it was a kind of an important point. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, look, here we go. When I talked to Hassan, all right, he seems like a really cool dude. Now, I don't talk to many people, all right? Like, I was thinking, like, you know, I don't talk to many devs. I don't talk to any devs. I thought it was interesting. You know, I added him on PSN, and he's like, yeah, I'll talk to you, man. And I was, like, trying to feel him out a little bit, like, you know, so, like, how are you feeling with, like, the rumors and stuff? I'm like, yeah, it must be stressful, man. And he's like, you know, basically, I'm trying to figure out, like, am I hurting you? Like, am I causing you, like, harm, like, stress, and, like, you know, when you see that I'm, like, going to stream about your game or whatnot, is it bothering you? And he's like, no, just tell people it's abandoned. You know, tell people it's an app and you're just excited for the abandoned game and whatnot. And I'm like, okay. And I did for a little bit, but then, like, you know, he did say at one point when I was talking to him, he's like, you know, these rumors, yeah, they haven't been fun. I haven't been enjoying them. You know, I haven't been having a good time. And I'm like, oh, you know, and when you say stuff like that to me, he says it very casually, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I totally and, you know, it's getting in my head. I'm like, oh, maybe this really is an indie dev, and I'm not trying to make his life, you know, like, stressful. But then he said that to me. He said that to me, and then he goes on, and he does this. He continues to do weird stuff on the Blue Box Game Studios Twitter. And whatnot, and talking about, you know what I mean? He's like, he's fanning the flames. I'm like, I don't know, man. You're not convinced. You haven't convinced me, Hassan. You have not convinced me. Jared Rose, you're saying, I'm just a Silent Hill fan doing detective work. LMAO, thanks for the shout out, though. and I will keep up the work, Scatrick. Oh, so that's you, Scatrick. I don't know, Scatrick. I don't know about you, buddy. I'm suspicious. I think you're suspect, man, because I checked your account on Twitter and I noticed you created your account in June of this year. It's a little sus, bro. It's a little sus. You created your account in June of this year, and you're out here getting responses from Shu, from Jeff Keighley. So, dude, I'm gonna laugh. The Scatrick guy's like, oh shit, my cover has been blown, and he's just like gone. I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding. I appreciate keep at it though, man, because like I will admit it's interesting that you are managing to get these responses. I can't, dude. I'm like the crazy guy. I'm either the crazy guy or I'm the guy that knows. If I'm the guy that knows, and either way, they're not going to respond to me. Like Shuhei's not going to respond to me because he's going to be like, oh, MBG, that's the guy that totally knows everything that's going on, or MBG, that's that insane guy that if I say anything to, people are going to, you know what I mean? So it's one or the other. So, yeah, Scatrick can be like the inside guy. He'll be like the inside man that's out there doing my work for me. You said you created it because you wanted to get some answers about the whole fiasco. I believe it, dude. I believe it. There's a lot of people who aren't on Twitter. Zay Very Rare, you're saying, I'm at work right now, but I wanted to drop by and say I hope you have a great day. I'm also interested to see how this all plays out. Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you stopping by, and thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, if you can't catch this stream, I know I'm streaming like in the middle of the day, so I'm hoping a lot of people will be able to tune in and watch it later on. But yeah, I don't know, man. You do got to wonder like how far. Excuse me. So if this is an ARG, MBG, you gotta get your water game up. Yeah, dude. I'm half the time I feel like crap. It's probably because I'm dehydrated. I really gotta make a better effort to drink more water. Truth Decay, you're saying we might be the only sane ones left. I don't know anymore, man. I feel like I do know, but it's just what I have to wonder as well is that if this really is an ARG, okay? If this really is an ARG and it's just massive planned out ARG with it, like again, we have to highlight the fact that there is literally an individual who works for Kojima Productions that goes by the name Father, who he specializes in ARGs. Okay? If this thing really is this planned out, you have to imagine they're watching, they're keeping their eyes on everything, right? They're in the Reddit threads, they're, making Twitter accounts, maybe they're here, they're you know what I mean? Just to kind of monitor. And, we talked yesterday in my video about the website that claimed that they had contact with an insider, all right, or somebody close to Sony, and they're like, when you see how this all comes together, it's all going to make sense. And I can't stop thinking about that because I'm like, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. Like, I'm thinking that the reason why things are allowed to be so weird, like this ARG is allowed to go so far, is because there's going to be some genius way that it's all brought together that no one is expecting. And when we see how it's put together, people are literally going to be like, oh my God, like this is unbelievable, in a good way. Like, this is crazy. And I would just absolutely love to see that happen. I do believe it's going to happen. By the way, guys, hit that like button for me. We're almost at 700 likes. It would be great if we could end the stream at 1,000 likes. It's okay if we can't, but the support definitely helps. All right, so what we're going to do now is something a bit different. We could have some technical difficulties, so bear with me if we do. I'm going to try my best. So I came across I hope Young is okay. I mean, I'm sure Young, doesn't watch my content, but I hope he's okay that I'm going to react to one of his videos. I don't think he would mind. You've been copywritten by a copyright strike from Young, yeah. No, but I wanted to go back. So I want to say, as a content creator, one of the things that I think is super easy, and I notice Yang, he does daily content as well. You know, I do daily content. And the point is, like, content creators who do content that frequently, you can very easily lose track of what, like, the stuff you covered, the things you said. And this video is like over a year old. In fact, there might be 2 videos. And you know, I came across it and I'm like, holy crap, like this was a thing last year. And I totally forgot about it. So let me and I noticed Yang has also been following this as well to an extent, but he doesn't seem to really be as on board with believing it, which I think is fine. You know, there's a lot of people who don't. I want to see if I can bring it up here. I don't know why it's not. Oh, there he is. that he just like popped out of nowhere, man. All right, so I gotta test the audio levels here to make sure. I'm gonna play it for just a second. I need you guys to let me know. Yeah, that face though, right? That's the face of a man. It's the face of a Metal Gear Solid fan, and I'm assuming he's a Silent Hill fan as well, or a Kojima fan. You know, with the prospect that, hey, it might be happening. It might be happening, you know? I know that face well. All right, so let's, I'm going to play it here for a second. Let me know how the audio is.
Holy crap, talk about a bombshell. Y'all remember Silent Hills, right? Which was tragically cancelled after the dispute between Kojima and Konami. Remember how we all thought it was dead and that there was no way it's coming back? Well, turns out that...
Is the audio good?
It may actually be revived. In fact, it's looking likely that Silent Hills will return with Kojima.
You're saying the audio is a bit weird? Somebody's saying it's crackly. Is it coming through my speakers? Is that why?
Productions.
No, it's definitely not. Sounds like he's speaking on a fan. Audio's not good. That's strange. I wonder why. Oh, okay. Hold on, guys. I think I know why that's happening. Give me a second. This should fix it, I hope.
At the helm. Now, before we dive into that, let me set
How is
some
it now?
things up.
Is that better? I think it's because I had it passing through my microphone. No, it's not better. Really? I wonder why that is. I was expecting some... I want to hear it myself. I'm sorry for how messed up this audio is going to sound. Oh, I'm freaking myself out.
So back in January 21st, 2020, a Twitter...
Okay, I see what you guys are saying. Yeah, that sounds really weird. Why is that like that? That's going to bother me. I'm not going to let it interfere too much. It's not that bad, but I really would just like to know why it sounds like that. Let me just check my settings one more time, make sure it's not something super obvious that's causing it. Check here, settings, audio. All right. Well, you guys are saying it's fine, so I'll play it and all right, let's just go. We'll just go with it.
Twitter user going by the username Aesthetic Gamer tweeted the following, and this user is a fairly reliable leaker. This individual said, in other news, while I'm dropping this stuff and I think I can talk about this, I'll mention there's a couple new Silent Hill games in the work. Konami about 2 years ago reached out to various developers to pitch ideas for 2 Silent Hill games, one a soft reboot of the franchise, the other an episodic Telltale Until Dawn style game to go alongside the reboot. So that was the rumor from back in January 2020. News.
All right, we're at 1 minute. Hold on, guys. I think I'm just gonna refresh it because it seems like it's really bothering some people. Let's see if I can refresh it.
Holy crap! Talk about a bombshell.
Is that better?
Y'all remember Silent Hills, right? Which was tragically canceled.
Just gonna keep watching this young video
between Kojima and Konami. Remember how we all thought it was dead and that there was no way it's coming back? Well, turns out that
it's the same.
It may actually be revived. In fact, it's looking likely that Silent Hills will return with Kojima Productions at the helm. Now, before we dive into that, let me set some things up. So, back in January 21st, 2020, a Twitter user
all right, we'll just go with it.
by the username Aesthetic Gamer tweeted the following, and this user is a fairly reliable leaker. This individual said, in other news, while I'm dropping this stuff and I think I can talk about this, I'll mention there's a couple new Silent Hill games in the work. Konami about 2 years ago reached out to various developers to pitch ideas for 2 Silent Hill games, one a soft reboot of the franchise, the other an episodic Telltale Until Dawn style game to go alongside the reboot. So that was the rumor from back in January 2020. News outlet Rely on Horror corroborated that rumor by stating in their article, we can also verify that while we can't discuss any details, we have also heard from our own independent source that a Silent Hill project is in development. These 2 sources are, in our opinion, the strongest evidence yet that Silent Hill may really be back from the dead. That then brings us to this tweet from January 4th, 2020. So this was before the Silent Hill revival rumors began to circulate, when Masahiro Ito, who is the art director for Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3, tweeted, I'm working on a title as a core member. I hope the title won't be canceled. Now, him saying I hope the title won't be canceled seemed to reference Silent Hills, in that was a Silent Hill game that was canceled. So this all seemed to indicate that Masahiro Ito was hinting at him being a core member of a Silent Hill game. That then brings us to a few days later, January 27th, when Konami was reached out about these rumors. All they had to say at the time was, we cannot share anything at this point, but we are listening to customer feedback and considering ways to provide the next title. Let's now shift gears for a moment and talk about Hideo Kojima, who hinted in a tweet from back in November 22nd, 2019, that he was interested in working on a horror game. He tweeted right here, as to make the scariest horror game, I'll watch the scary movies in order to awaken my horror soul. And then finally, here we have an article from you.
So, yeah, really quick about that. I feel like that's a tweet because it's so old that so many people forgot about. Like, Kojima just straight up is like, hey, my next horror game. You go, okay, I guess you're making a horror game. But yeah, let's continue. Saying turn off that fool. Now, this is an older video he made, and I want to just bring it up because there's some really interesting stuff here that happened around March of last year that I think a lot of people forgot about.
Eurogamer that talked about how anonymous sources they trust anecdotally intimated to them that over the last year or two, the ice has thawed between Konami and Hideo Kojima, suggesting that a partnership wasn't an impossible prospect. So with all of that in mind, let's talk about this story right here from Rely on Horror. The following tweet reads as follows: we have learned from multiple sources that a Silent Hill series reboot and Silent Hills revival are both in the works by Sony. The reboot is helmed by former Team Silent and possibly even Project Siren members. Here's an article from Rely
choose
on
one,
Horror
MGS remake or new Silent Hill. I would have to choose Metal Gear.
It begins with, we have a trusted source regarding this news, and another source has corroborated with us that Masahiro Ito, creature designer for the first 4 titles in the series, is indeed working on a Silent Hill game as previously speculated. These same sources name Sony as the driving force behind bringing the series back, most likely as a PlayStation 5 exclusive, though this is conjecture on our sources. That would make sense if Sony and PlayStation are the ones backing these projects. If they're the ones investing money in it, then they're likely to be at the very least timed exclusives, kind of like how Death Stranding was. Kojima Productions is an independent studio, but because Death Stranding was funded by Sony, Death Stranding remained PS4 only for some time, and now it's coming to PC, but it's unlikely to ever come to Xbox. Next up,
So really quick, that first part he mentioned, saying that, hey, Sony's Japan studio is making a Silent Hill game. We know now, see, keep in mind, this was in March of 2020 when he made this video. We know now that Japan studio is no more. Okay, so if Japan studio was working on a Silent Hill title, it got canceled without anybody knowing. They pretty much, Japan studio is non-existent at this point. They became Team Asobi working on Astrobot. And so the original core members that were part of that, a lot of them which worked on Silent Hill, they formed their own studio. Now, I find it interesting because I think that this was real. I think Japan Studio may have been working on one of these Silent Hill games because there's 2 in development. And then I think it got canceled, and then the IP Silent Hill was handed over to Bloober Team. Like, I think this game just straight up got canceled, and then after that, they gave it to Bloober Team. That's just my theory on it. But this next part that he talks about is the part I really want to focus on here, okay?
First source, who we have come to trust well, indicates that Keiichiro Toyama, director and writer of the original 1999 Silent Hill, and Akira Yamaoka, composer for the majority of the franchise, are also returning alongside Masahiro Ito. The trio will helm a soft reboot of the Silent Hill series, possibly just called Silent Hill. SI Japan Studio, which possibly includes team members from Project Siren, the group behind Siren Blood
not
Curse
this
for
part, the next part
3,
after this
will be
is what I
behind
meant.
its development in some capacity, either in full or in part. Our source states that this title has been in the works for about a year. Our second source, which has no connection to the first, was aware of Ito's involvement in a new Silent Hill title and informed us of that information some time ago. Now, what you probably want to know more about is Silent Hills. Well, here are the details on its potential revival. The second Silent Hill title referenced in previous rumors is still being worked out at the moment, but it's looking as if it very well could be Silent Hills, Hideo Kojima's famously canceled title. According to our first source, Sony is working to patch up the relationship between Kojima Productions and Konami in order to resurrect the game due to the amount of buzz and continued demand for it 5 years after its cancellation. Our second source shared the same information with us in the past. We can now report on it with some confidence in its legitimacy. So this kind of matches up with what Eurogamer said here about how anonymous sources told the outlet that over the last year or two, the ice has thawed between Kojima Productions and Konami, and now it would seem as though
there's some
Sony
audio issues, guys.
is acting as an intermediary of sorts to patch things up between Kojima Productions.
Yeah, so I apologize for the audio issues. I knew there was going to have to be some technical issue during the course of this stream. It was going too well. I have literally no idea what's causing it. But look, this is what I want to highlight here is back in March of 2020, we were hearing from Rely on Horror, who apparently they have good sources from what I could tell. Okay, I've been looking into it a little bit, and everything I could gather is Rely on Horror. Like, they've been pretty spot on with a lot of their stuff. And they said back in March of 2020 that Sony effectively thawed the ice, as they put it, between Kojima and Konami, specifically for Silent Hills. Okay, and the way that Sony convinced Konami is like, guys, do you not see how fondly people still talk about Silent Hills, about PT, and how much they still hate you for the cancellation of it? Like, we can make this a reality. And what's interesting is they're claiming that their sources told them that Kojima would get full creative freedom. And I thought this was crazy because I came across this video, and I'm hearing this article being read, and I'm like, look at what's happening now. Look at where we are now. Now, here's where it gets important. There's another video here, and actually, guys, you can tell me if the audio is the same for this video. Please let me know in the chat. If it's the same for this video, I'm not going to play it because I'll just tell you what's being said because there's really only one main important thing here. But let me know if the audio is the same.
All right, so Silent Hill. Many of you probably know about the rumors floating around about Konami possibly being interested in rebooting the series with 2 new games. And Konami has since responded in a way that maybe fans will not be pleased by, given how much people want to see Silent Hill make a resurgence. So the following information was relayed by news outlet Rely on Horror. This is a news outlet that's been keeping track of what's been going on.
All right, so here's what we'll do. I don't want to keep playing that since it's kind of messed up. I'm going to switch this over here. All right, so we'll bring my Twitter up, but I want to go and read this article because Konami did respond to those rumors. And I think everybody forgot about this. I know I forgot about it. I cover this stuff, and I forgot about it. So let me go find it. Is this the new one? Okay, so we have this one. I think my frame rate's starting to tank. I got to close these tabs out. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. All right, hopefully that smooths it out. Oh, there's a lot of ads. Is the stream okay for you guys, by the way? Like, is the frame rate tanking or anything? Because on my end it is. It might just be on my end, though. All right, so I'm looking at the article. I could probably just bring it up here. It's okay? All right. All right, I have to mess with this because I want to read. No. I'm going to try to make this not as egregious with the ads. Holy crap. All right, let me. Nope. All right, that should be good. Let me increase the size of this so we can read it. I'll push this in a little bit more. Sorry, guys. Like I said, technical difficulties here. Doing all this on the fly. All right, I'll just I'll keep it like this. My face will be cut off just a little bit. All right, so this was the original one. Konami claims, this was the response. Konami claims the Silent Hill rumors are false. I think I can go over here. This was the one where they came out and they were like, look, Kojima and Kojima and Konami are back together. I'm getting all flustered here. Sorry. I just don't want to lose track. So despite the fact that the last proper Silent Hill game released in 2012 and that it has been nearly 6 years since Kojima Production Silent Hills was canceled, demand for the series to return has not relented. Rumors upon rumors of the series' comeback have circulated since Silent Hills, some plausible, others nonsensical attempts at trolling fellow fans and chasing clout. We've openly scoffed at the majority of those rumors, but most recently, multiple trusted sources of ours provided similar details regarding Silent Hill reboot and the continuation of Silent Hills. In the pursuit of more information, we asked Konami for some answers. So this is important because they're making it, Rely on Horror is making it clear that they're well aware of all the rumors and they just didn't really believe any of them. But they're saying, look, we have our own sources and we trust those sources. And they were so intrigued by this that they reached out to Konami. So according to a North American PR representative for Konami, recent Silent Hill rumors are not true. We're aware of all the rumors and reports, but can confirm that they are not true. I know it's not the answer your fans may want to hear, said the Konami US PR rep. We asked the Konami US PR rep for some clarification on the company's claim that the rumors were false, asking if both the reported Silent Hill reboot by SIE Japan Studio and Toyama Ito and Yamaoka on board, as well as the separate Silent Hills revival that Sony is allegedly pitching to Kojima Productions, are both not true. No response was received after a week of follow-ups. The initial response about the rumors was received within an hour of our first email. In the Konami rep's original email, he also said, it's not to say we are completely closing the door on the franchise, just that not in the way it is being reported. So while Konami US is denying that the rumors are true, they're once again acknowledging that the series is still alive in some way. This echoes what we've heard a few times from them since Silent Hill's cancellation. So there are a few important things we have to acknowledge with this. Okay, I think the first and most obvious is that Konami is talking. At least they were talking. Recently, with all of the crazy rumors that have been happening with Blue Box, I need to get this out of here. With Blue Box and whatnot, they haven't said anything. You know, one of the biggest things that we've all been saying in regards to this is why hasn't Konami, why hasn't Sony, why hasn't anybody involved come out here and basically just shut this down? And I'm highlighting this because clearly, here's what's important. Rely on Horror, as well as Eurogamer and other outlets last year, reached out to Konami and asked for clarification. They asked for a response. And in response, that's what they got. Konami answered them. Okay? This time around, do you think outlets like Rely on Horror, IGN, GameSpot, Eurogamer, all of them, Kotaku, whatever, whoever's paying attention to this at all, you know, even journalists and whatnot, the only person who got a response was Jason Schreier, who did a little interview with him, and he basically got the same answers that all of us have gotten. You really think that they haven't reached out to Konami for a response on this? Every single outlet, every single journalist, everybody and their mother has most likely reached out to Konami asking, can you please give us clarification on this? And what has Konami done? Not say a word. They were quick back in early 2020, but now we have Blue Box Game Studios and the connection to Kojima. And here's another thing that people say. People will say, well, dude, like, you know, you really think that Kojima and Konami are going to make up? I mean, there's bad blood there. You think they're going to make up? And I'm like, look, man, there was some savagery going on back in 2014. There was some bad blood to the point where Konami straight up canceled Silent Hills and kicked Kojima out. If you're somebody who believes that there's no way they would have mended their relationship, you really think Konami would continue to let this go? You really think if Konami had it out that they hate Kojima? They won't know. I mean, keep in mind, they tried to remove Kojima's name at one point. Konami hated Kojima so much. Whoever was in charge at Konami, they hated them so much that they tried to remove his name from the games. You really think they would let this rumor regarding Silent Hill and Kojima persist? No. They would have shut this shit down within a couple days of it getting... The second that tweet came out, the SNL, and people were like, well, it doesn't matter. Blue Box said they... No. Konami doesn't care. Konami's not worried about Blue Box disassociating themselves. Konami's worried... If they cared that much, they would be worried about them, Konami, disassociating themselves. Instead, they played into it with their recent Silent Hill merch lineup. Come on. Space D is what I'm calling you. Didn't Kojima stole money from MGS5 to make PT? I don't think so. That was a rumor, apparently. It's worth noting that Kojima Productions did come out to deny that rumor. So, yeah, guys, I mean, look, there was an image, actually, that was that I saw. I'm trying to think if I can go back and find it. I would like to. It's a pretty good image. I asked the person if I could use it. They said I could. And I think it pretty much tells us what we need to know. I just have to remember where this person posted it. I think it was here. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. Check this one out. You can't see it. Maybe you can see it like this. Can you guys see it like that? Yeah, so this is pretty much exactly what I think happened. This image perfectly encapsulates what I think happened. You got Konami stressed, thinking, what have we done? You got Sony, obviously Superman, going up to Konami and consoling him, saying, you need to bring Kojima back. Only he can save you. Like, I'm pretty sure this is exactly how it went down. I really think so. I love this. I love who made this, though, or that they made this, because this is exactly what I was imagining in my head, and there's no better image for it. So, you know, guys, at this point, I feel as though I am pretty much in the same boat as everybody else. Not everybody else, but most of you guys, where I'm just waiting to see what happens next. I mean, it's August 5th, so we have 5 more days to go. And what happens between now and then is anybody's guess. I do want to ask you guys this, though. Because I can't shake this. I can't shake this. If this really is Silent Hill and Metal Gear Solid, and Hideo Kojima is involved, and this is going to be some mega nuclear announcement, okay, if it's everything we think it is, here's my question. How does nobody know? I'm seriously wondering this, because when these rumors were circulating, it's like everybody was talking to them, and like every time we hear it, it's like there's those sources. I'm hearing from a source. And these sources are never named. They're never named, and anybody with any credibility, they're out of the loop, man. Like, they don't know. Like, Jeff Grubb is convinced. Jeff Grubb has an article out saying that Abandoned is not a secret Hideo Kojima game. Okay? Jason Schreier, he talked to Hassan, and after talking to Hassan, he's like, look, I'm left with more questions than answers, but I'm pretty sure this is just an indie dev. You got, the Al Hub. They did their interview, and I looked into it. Somebody was saying they speak Arabic, so they were able to hear. The person... One of the people on that podcast that interviewed Hassan said that after talking to Hassan, like, people were asking him, so, like, what do you think? Do you think he's associated with Kojima? Did he clear it up? And he's like, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Like, I talked to Hassan, and I feel the same damn way. I'm like, I don't know. No one knows. No one knows. Seriously. And this is the part. But Hassan isn't Arabic, dude. He can't speak nor understand Arabic. Is that true? I don't know if that's true. I guess it is, right? Dude, I feel like I've been seeing him responding in multiple languages. Space D, you're saying there's clearly no source because Sony doesn't talk. Well, what I'm saying is this. This is what I'm saying. Whoever knows, like, if this really happened, whoever knows is, like, I feel that a part of this ARG with the whole Hassan and Blue Box Game Studios, I feel like it was purposely constructed to mess up leaks, to mess up to make it so that, look, we're going to mess with people so bad that even if this does leak out, because think about it, this is a huge deal. There's a good chance that somebody's going to slip up, somebody's going to let something leak out. If that happens, we're going to mess with people. We're going to scramble people's brains so badly with this, they're not even going to believe the leaks. They're not even going to know. It's going to be everybody and their mother. It's going to be a guessing game. And anybody who thinks that they do know or maybe even does know, they're not going to say a word because Sony will have their head. Okay? And so, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is it weird? Is it weird that Hassan Karaman on his Twitter, he has a picture of a small island, which is, if you look at the translation from like what English, or if you look up the meaning of small island, it means what does it stand for? Hideo or something like that. I mean, there's too much. There's too much. Maybe everyone knows they just signed an NDA, right? MBG? No, dude, that's the thing about this. That's the thing about this. Is that you are an insider and leak the patterns. Kojima is small on. Dude, that's the thing about this, is that there is just so many obvious hints that I think this is almost like a social experiment with this. I feel like Kojima's like, I want to conduct a social experiment. Dude, people forget that. Do you remember MGS5? There was that multiplayer mode with the nuclear disarmament where you could invade other players' mother bases, and your goal was to disarm their nuclear bombs. And if for any given platform, whether it was PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PC, if every single person had their, like, it was an agreement and like, we're all going to disarm our nukes, there was a secret cutscene that would only ever play. It would only ever play if that happened. And the only way people accessed that cutscene was by like data mining it, because it was never going to happen. I'm like, dude, Kojima does this crazy ass stuff that like it. You would think, why would you do that without even telling people? Because why not? Because why not? A whole cutscene that like only data miners could discover. So it's just, there's just so much, in my opinion, that makes it just obvious that nothing is what it seems. Nothing is what it seems. We may think we know, but maybe we do, maybe we don't. I feel like I know. And the truth is, guys, I don't know if the next time, I can't guarantee this because we don't know what's going to happen between now and the 10th, but there's a good chance that this may be the last stream I do before we know. Assuming we find out what happens on August 10th, assuming we get our answers and it's all made clear, or at least most of it's made clear, this may be the last conspiracy stream. And so if it is, I do want to say that I've had a good time. I've enjoyed these streams. You guys have made it really fun for me to do this. And again, something may happen between now and the 10th. And if it does, I'll be on it, obviously, but nothing might happen. We might just have to wait till the 10th. So on the 10th, we're going to find out. The conspiracy is either going to continue, this rabbit hole is just going to get even deeper than it already is, or we're going to have our answers. So what I do know is that regardless of what happens, for better or worse, this is all documented. Okay, this is all documented on my channel with streams, videos, on Twitter, So, MBG, at least you have the balls to speak up, which I appreciate. Well, thank you. I'm not going to lie. Like, after talking to Hassan, I was, like, really confused. I was like, I don't know if I should do this anymore. But I'm like, he's still fanning the flames, man. There's still so many weird things happening where I thought for sure I wasn't going to talk about it anymore, but I'm just, he can't, like, you can't stop me from believing that this isn't something else until we see what this is for sure, until we know exactly what it is and we have our answers clear, cut, and dry. I'm still going to be suspicious, man, of it. Crispy, you're saying thanks for the ride, MBG. Yeah, dude. You're saying he was trying to play you. I don't doubt that, but the question is, was he playing me because, hey, dude, like, yeah, you're catching on. You're noticing something's weird here, huh? Thanks for contacting me. Let me tell you what's going on here, buddy, and let's get you off the trail. Let's redirect MBG. Let's redirect Jason Schreier. Let's redirect anybody who's curious enough to directly ask questions, you know? And I got to admit, dude, here's the thing. I got to admit, if I want to know, okay, if this is really just a ruse, I want to know what the conversations, if this is a ruse, between Hassan and Kojima and whoever, and Kojima Productions, like, who is this person? Is he a hired actor? Is he really a developer? Because he's doing, dude, played the part perfect, man. He played his role perfectly. I mean, we all think that Kojima's big boss, but I'm starting to think Kojima's more like Ocelot, man. You know, kind of all over the place, always deceptive, always pulling the strings behind the scenes, keeping people guessing, only sharing some information. So, tax evasion, let's go. Yeah, I don't know, man. They better have it behind the scenes if it's real. Yeah, dude. That's the thing, is like, is it going to be like, we're going to get a Q&A. Watch the Q&A it's going to be Hassan and Kojima. It's going to be Hassan asking Kojima the questions. Watch it happen. Watch. I bet you that's what's going to happen. That means Hassan is Venom Snake. Yeah, dude. Punished Hassan. That's what it is. And here's the thing too. Let's consider the other option. If this really is nothing and this is an indie dev, dude, you got to give Hassan credit, man. Even if this was just him messing with people and screwing around and whatnot, dude, he has achieved some type of status by doing so that, like, pretty good, dude. Pretty good. You got me. So, yeah, so there was, I want to acknowledge this as well, because, it's worth it. It's worth mentioning. A lot of people may have noticed there was definitely a pretty decent amount of PlayStation news that has dropped over the past 24 to 48 hours. I've been doing this thing where I've been doing longer form news videos where I'm just like putting all these news stories together in long form videos. So I'm hoping to have one out either tomorrow or Saturday, because there was definitely a lot of interesting news that dropped. Just to kind of stray off topic here for a minute, but I just want to let you know that I'm definitely going to be covering it. Like, apparently Sony has secured like 12 million, like they plan to sell like 12 million PS5s or something over the remainder of the fiscal year. And they said, hey, we took measures to secure all these parts. And I think that's good news, because it's like, this is basically Sony letting their investors, as well as people want to buy it, know, hey, we're going to have a lot more coming. So I think that's good. It's progress, but there's a bunch of other stuff to talk about as well. So, I think that's pretty much it though, guys. Like, I don't think that at this point there's much more we can talk about. I'll continue to follow this, and I made like 2 dedicated videos on this topic this week. So you're saying Serrano posted on Twitter that the planned event may have been moved from August till September. Yeah, so I saw that too, and I don't know. Ivan Garcia, you're saying, could you give us your "I told you so" face the minute we find out you were right about all this? Dude, I'm just gonna be like this. Like, I'm basically just gonna look like, that's gonna be that look will be etched onto my face for forever, because it's like, it's not a matter of like, here's the thing. I know it. Look, I'm not gonna lie. If I am correct about this, I'm gonna have to distribute some L's. I'll either be taking some L's or I'm gonna have to distribute some L's. But if this is real, I'm not gonna be so worried about distributing the L's as much as dude, this is gonna be insane. Like hype level, like 1 million at that point, right? Saying, wait, MBG, watch Hip Hop Gamer's last YouTube video. I'm not gonna be able to, man. I'm definitely gonna have to do it another time or maybe watch it on my own. Thank you, EDUUS 108. Appreciate that. But all right, guys. We'll all feel a little silly. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'll proudly take the L as well. Like, if I'm totally wrong, obviously it's like MBG's like a meme at this point. He's like that dude, you know. He really believed. Like this dude really believed, man. Like, go easy on him, you know. But I won't be that. It depends. Because if it's like, oh, it's not Silent Hill, but we're getting a Sony event, it's like, well, okay, like Sony event, let's go. I would only be truly, genuinely, like monumentally disappointed if we get nothing. No Sony event, no Silent Hill, no Metal Gear, no Kojima, no Konami, no nothing. And we just basically get like another state of play that has nothing to do with any of this. That's where my monumental, you will see me basically be like, I'll be on here freaking smoking a cigarette or something, like stressed out. Like, I can't believe what is happening. Like, this can't be happening, you know? And I don't believe that's going to happen. I firmly do believe something has to give, man. There was one last point I meant to make. I meant to make this point earlier. And how about the all right, guys, I was wrong. Oh, you're saying if I'm wrong about it, what my face is going to look like if you find out you were right about all this? Wait, okay. So, yeah, I mean, look, if I'm wrong, I'll say, all right, guys. Yeah, that's how the intro of the video is going to be. All right, guys. Turns out I was wrong. Space D, you're saying, MBG, you ready to be the next OGG? The next OGG. I don't smoke, by the way. Just so you know, that was the point. I don't smoke, but that's how stressed I would be. Like, I need a cigarette, and I don't even smoke. I need a drink. There we go. I don't drink either. But I feel like, yeah, smoking's not good. So, okay, I'll never understand that in with Kojima and Metal Gear Solid, where like Snake always smokes cigarettes. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. It's funny because like everyone's like, Snake, stop smoking, and he's like, I'm gonna keep smoking, you know. Protein shake, yeah. I'm gonna have to hit the weights pretty hard that day. There was something I wanted to say though, and this will be the last thing I say because there actually was something I meant to mention earlier. I can't help but think of the timing of all this. I can't help but notice that everything that's happened, like, and this is for the skeptics. I want to say this for the people. I don't know how many people here listening are skeptical or how many people will be listening to this later and listen to the entire thing, which thank you so much for doing that. This is for the skeptics, okay? Don't you just find it a little bit strange? Like, if you're totally convinced this is nothing, don't you at least find it a little bit strange, the timing, that everything that's happening with Blue Box Game Studios and the abandoned real-time experience app, it also falls in line with Sony's what many PlayStation fans would consider annoying silence. You see what I'm saying? Where it's like Sony has said a few things here and there. You know, they had their small state of play last month, and you know they're talking a little bit about Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, showing off some more indies. Like they're talking a little bit, you know, but there's been no new game announcements. There's been no new reveals. There's been no event. It's pretty much been silent. And I'm just saying, like, don't you think it's really strange that these two things are coinciding with one another? It's almost, right? It's almost like there's something PlayStation related with the abandoned real-time experience app like we talked about. I just feel as though I have to mention this because I feel like a lot of people are getting too caught up in their cynical ways where they're like, nah, this dude's conning people. Like, let's just salute. We're almost there. We're almost there, okay? The calm before the storm, people. The calm before the storm. I feel like people, we went from talking about the upcoming PlayStation event to where, people started to get mad. They're like, yeah, dude, just keep guessing every month. There'll be a PlayStation event every month. Eventually, you'll get it right. And it's like, yeah, I get it. It's like, I'm not trying to sit here and beg Sony for an event, but it's like, I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm like, all right, I mean, dude, Sony's got to do something this year, right? I mean, there are some people convinced that Sony's going to do a damn thing this year. So we'll have to see. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this stream. My voice is starting to go. My throat's getting a little bit sore and I'm starving. So I want to give a big thank you and shout out to my audience. You guys are awesome. I love all of my audience, but those of you who've been along for this crazy ride, we're still waiting to see where it leads to. What's the destination, the final destination? I'm hoping we'll know soon enough. But in the meantime, I appreciate you guys coming here and, continuing to support these streams I do. Thank you for donating all the super chats. They go a very long way. The super chats are very important. People have asked me, like, is this what I do for a living? Like, yes, this is what I do. So, any support you give, just watching the videos, watching the ads, I've seen some people are getting a little bit frustrated with the amount of ads I put in my videos, but I hope you guys can be understanding. That's literally like, ad revenue is a little bit down somewhat. So not my personal ad revenue. I mean, there's like, overarching ad revenue across YouTube. It's a little bit down. So if you ever see that, just know I'm not trying to be egregious with it. It's because I need to do it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't need to. So just a big thank you to everybody who, continues to support the channel here. It really, really goes a long way and means a lot to me. And so, I'm hoping that we have some exciting things to look forward to. So, yeah, that does it, guys. I always feel like I do these outros that are just way too long. I can't help it. Oh, one last thing, too. Hit the like button on your way out, guys. We're close to 900 likes. I think we could easily do it. And also, come back to this stream when it's done and leave a comment. And if you could, let me know what you think of this new format. I'm not going to be doing this every time I stream, like for my podcast, for example, but like for these discussion streams, let me know if you like this format. I would appreciate that. But yep, that does it for the stream, guys. We'll wait and see what happens. So yeah, I hope to have a video out for you guys tomorrow, but till then, I'll catch you guys later. Take care, guys.